If we want a deeper understanding of a martial arts practice, you could always turn to the Bible, and I'll give you a few examples. Number one, the Bible says that there's a time for war and a time for peace, and that's pretty basic. But if we look at the life and the reign of King Solomon, he had one of the biggest armies around, but he reigned through a long period of peace, probably because nobody wanted to war against an army so big. So we can see that it's okay to train for war, but also live peaceably with our neighbors. As a matter of fact, the Bible also says that. Do your best to live at peace with others. You know, pride is a source of all contention, and God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. I don't know about anybody else out there that's watching these videos, but if I'm using martial arts to fight for my life, I don't want God to be on my enemy's side. I don't want to be an enemy of God. That's a very dangerous place to be. To oppose the creator of the universe when you're trying to achieve a victory, that's not good. So I think that with all those things in mind, the Bible points to the conclusion that things like MMA or sport fighting would be considered an evil act in the eyes of the Lord, and that he wouldn't be able to honor it, because violence for money is a source of pride, and that would be resisting God. Now, the thing about faith is, you can say you believe, but Jesus says, if you love me, you will obey my commandments. So we see that faith is tied in with doing. And also, the Bible says faith without works is dead faith. A lot of people will come to Jesus in the end and say, Lord, didn't I do this and that in your name? And he will say, depart from me, you evildoers. I never knew you. Very dangerous place to be. So if you say you believe, you must also act like you believe. Otherwise, you'll be carrying the Lord's name with you in vain. That's on another topic. But getting back to fighting, I think that practicing is very important. And if you conduct your life with the spirit of humbleness and grace and truth and gentleness, God will be able to honor you whenever you are faced with a situation where you have no other choice but to use your martial arts. You know, I believe it was Tim Larkins who said that violence is rarely the answer, but when it is, it has to be the only answer. And you must hit hard as you can. You need to end that conflict. Look at David and Goliath. David was a teenager, and Goliath was 6 cubits in a span. Modern day conversion, he was 9'6". Nobody wanted to fight that guy. But because David walked with the spirit of humbleness and grace, he was able to defeat Goliath easily, and God had honored him for it.